Hey, what's good everybody? It's cjbeatz. We're back at it again today. Today we're going to make a Lil Nas X type beat in Logic Pro X with the help of AutoTheory 5. Right after this. So I'm sure a lot of you already heard the song Old Town Road by Lil Nas X, which was remixed by Billy Ray Cyrus. It's a huge hit. I thought it'd be a great idea to create a guitar type beat in the style of Lil Nas X. So first things first, let's go through the sounds that I picked out for this tutorial. The first one being a baritone guitar B, which I found on Omnisphere, sounds like this. It's got that tremolo sort of feel, which you hear a lot in country songs. So I thought it'd be fitting for this beat. We're going to drop AutoTheory on top of this to create our chord structure. For the second sound, I just duplicated that same sound so that we could use AutoTheory again and come up with a top melody on top of that chord structure. Got an 808, obviously. The drum kit I'm using for this is the Angel drum kit, which you can find on frequency.com. I put a link in the card, so if you want to check out that drum kit, go right ahead. It's got a clap, one hi-hat, and a kick. And then I got another hi-hat for the hi-hat rolls that we're going to be using here. The last thing I might add would be like an open hat or something like that, but we'll see what happens. Let's go ahead and loop off a 4-bar section like this, and we're going to enable AutoTheory. So for those of you that don't know what AutoTheory is, it's a chord generator which has a smart scale and multi-arp function as well. It's super dope to get your creative juices flowing and come up with some really catchy chord progressions, and then using the smart scale afterwards to easily add your bass lines for your 808s or synth basses, as well as top melodies that would complement your chord progression. First thing I'm going to do is pick out a key and a scale for this. So we're going to write this in, let's do this in F major. Right off the bat, AutoTheory is going to link to your MIDI keyboard, and you can play back chords. Anything below the middle C are the chords on your keyboard. Anything above it would be the smart scale option. You have the root and then all the keys that go along with it. You also have ARP functions, these multi-ARP functions on the black keys. And all of these are customizable, but we're going to get into that in a little bit. Let's come up with a chord progression that we can work off of. Let's double click on that and make sure it's quantized. So that sounds nice, but it's a little too abrupt. So what I'm going to use is the strum function inside of AutoTheory and select random, and then I'll make the rate really fast. What this is going to do is humanize those chords so they don't all hit right on the one. Now I'm going to layer this chord progression with another instance of that same guitar and also add AutoTheory to that. What's nice about adding multiple instances of AutoTheory is that they basically sync to each other. So this AutoTheory that I just added is synced to the same key and scale. So whatever I play in the smart scale will match my chords that I've already laid down. So I think I'm going to maybe use this ARP function. If you right-click any of these ARP functions down here, you can set different parameters. So let's go ahead and select that first one. It's just an ARP that goes from up to down. You could change the octave that it starts at. Let's maybe try like third. That's kind of nice. You could also change the octave range, so it'll go a little bit higher. Stick with one though. You can change this to triads as well. Sevenths, ninths, and so on and so forth. So you have the rate here at which it'll play. Right now it's at 1/8. Let's make it slower, 1/4. And maybe bring it down to a 7th. And then if I play the white keys, they're all linked up to that same scale, so you can never really hit the wrong key, which is nice. Let's see what would happen if I play this back and at the same time hit the first multi-arp. So as you can see, it's just one continuous note like that. That'll be nice to use, you know, for the progression of the beat. So I'm already going to start my arrangement here. Maybe what we could do for the verse is switch up that first chord progression for the guitar. We'll come up with something more staccato-like. And maybe we'll go up an octave. Go ahead and create another top line melody here with the smart scale. Maybe what we could do is change the sound of the guitar for that second one and see what it sounds like here. Maybe use the baritone guitar B or A. Let's start with A. Now that's selected. Maybe what we can do is change the rate to 1/4. And change the algorithm. That's nice. All right, the next thing I'd like to do is probably come up with an 808 here. So I'm also going to use AutoTheory for this. Right here, you have the root. And what you could do is basically just play the same note over, and it'll adjust in the key. It's kind of sick. Listen to this. That's sick. Quantize those. That for the second part here. What I'll do is come in with some drums. For the initial hi-hat, what I'll do is just use a 8th note here for the rate, and just brush in a simple 8th note like that. For the kick, what I'll do is just match it up with the 808. What you could do is simply select your 808 pattern like that, and then drop it on here. Too low or too high, just adjust it. That hi-hat sound is just a little bit too loud, so I'm going to bring it down. Next thing I'm going to do is just add some hi-hat rolls to make it a little more interesting. Find the pitch that I want to work with. And we'll change this to maybe a 1/16 triplet. Let's go to an 8th triplet. Let's do something faster, maybe a 132 note. Let's loop that. Let's see how it progresses so far. I want to see what it would sound like if I changed this up like so. Maybe go back to AutoTheory and try to find a different algorithm here. Let's try a stutter up. Yeah, definitely like that much better. And then for the hook, what I'm going to do is duplicate my guitar one instance one more time. We're going to layer this now. So we'll just drop them in like this. We'll just duplicate them like so. Now what we'll do is find a different guitar sound to layer it with here. So I wanted to keep it as simple as possible for this tutorial because big hits like, Old Town Road only have a few sounds in them. You never really want to overdo it because you want to keep the listener interested and leave lots of room for the artist to do their thing on your beat. So if you haven't already picked up your copy of AutoTheory, I'll leave a link in the description for you to check out. Really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button so you're notified anytime I upload some new content. My name is cjbeatz, and I'm out for now. Peace!